November 12, 1943. A cramped office in the Bendler Block, Berlin, at 76 Tirpitzufer housed the nerve center of German Army intelligence operations. Two brilliant analysts, Colonel Reinhard Gehlen, head of Foreign Armies East, and Colonel Alexis von Rhone, head of Foreign Armies West, confronted a truth that shattered every German high command assumption about their enemy. Both men had risen through analytical brilliance and meticulous attention to detail, tracking enemy capabilities with professional precision. Now they faced documents that revealed the mathematical impossibility of German victory. Their discovery was not a single revelation, but a relentless accumulation of evidence, each number a hammer blow against hope. Between them lay unremarkable American military logistics reports captured during operations in Italy, bureaucratic forms filled with columns of numbers detailing supplies delivered, consumed, requisitioned nothing about their appearance, suggested apocalyptic implications. Yet the figures represented an industrial reality so overwhelming that Gehlen and von Rhone had spent a week cross-referencing sources, checking calculations. Searching desperately for errors, von Rhone pushed a supply requisition form across the desk, a document from the American Fifth Army in Italy, listing monthly delivery targets for one corps, stamped, dated, signed by multiple logistics officers, clearly authentic. Gehlen studied the figures, his face growing. Pale, the Americans delivered more ammunition to one corps in 1 month than the entire Wehrmacht received on the Eastern Front during the same period. Von Rhone's expression offered no comfort. He had endured sleepless nights recalculating, hoping for a mistake, but found none. "This cannot be accurate," Gehlen said quietly, his tone a desperate wish, not conviction. Von Rhone pulled another document, a fuel delivery report for the same corps, 32 million gallons of gasoline, 8,000 gallons of diesel in 1 month. Army Group Center with 3 armies and over 500,000 men received less fuel. The analysts had compared, captured American documents with German logistics reports, prisoner interrogations, aerial reconnaissance agent reports from neutral countries. Every source confirmed America was not just outproducing Germany, but operating on a scale that made German industry look medieval. The numbers told a story no courage tactics or ideology could overcome. Germany was fighting arithmetic, and arithmetic always wins. The journey to this terrible clarity began years earlier. Rooted in German miscalculations about American industrial potential, intelligence services had tracked Allied capabilities since before the war, but consistently underestimated America, shaped by Nazi racial ideology and Germany's own industrial experience. German factories operated at capacity-stripping occupied territories using slave labor, pushing production to what seemed absolute limits. Yet, despite total mobilization, Germany was losing the material war in May 1940. President Franklin Roosevelt announced America would produce 50,000 aircraft annually, expanding to 18,500 aircraft, 12,000 tanks, 55,000 anti-aircraft guns, 18 million tons of merchant shipping within 2 years. Berlin dismissed these as propaganda. American production in 1939 was minimal, fewer than 3,000 planes, an army smaller than Portugal's obsolete tanks, a navy focused on coastal defense. How could they increase production? 60-fold Reich. Marshal Hermann Goering laughed, claiming Americans could only make refrigerators razor blades. German industry had prepared for war since 1933. While American consumer goods production seemed unsuited for military needs, they failed to grasp America's latent capacity. The Great Depression had idled factories, millions of skilled workers' machinery for automobiles' appliances sat unused. Roosevelt's mobilization redirected existing infrastructure, not built anew. Germany had no such reserve operating at capacity since 1940. Expansion required new factories, conquest taking years. America's reserve allowed rapid scaling. Germany's limits made matching impossible. Von Rhone's Foreign Armies. West collected data from reconnaissance signals, intelligence agents in neutral countries, prisoner interrogations captured documents throughout 1941 and 1942. Reports of American production varied. Some showed massive output, others inefficiencies. The High Command favored comforting assessments aligning with their view of American weakness. Germany was winning, conquering Poland, France, Yugoslavia, occupying Europe. The Luftwaffe dominated German tanks tactics were superior. Why fear a nation with a tiny army consumer-focused industry, yet Gehlen and von Roen grew uneasy. Their analytical training demanded objectivity, but each report chipped away at their confidence in German victory. Cracks appeared during Operation Torch, November 1942. American forces landed in North Africa. German commanders expected to rout inexperienced troops with inferior equipment, but American logistics stunned them. Units re-equipped within days after losses. Supply dumps held more material than German army groups' artillery fired at rates. Germany could only dream of infantry were fully motorized. General Erwin Rommel reported, American divisions had more trucks than German corps. Supply installations contained food fuel ammunition in obscene quantities. He urged withdrawal, arguing Allied logistics made defeat inevitable. Berlin dismissed his reports as pessimism. Hitler insisted willpower tactics would prevail. Von Roene and Gehlen felt their dread deep in their duty to analyze clashed with the growing certainty of defeat. By 1943, data volume surged after the Axis surrender in Tunisia. Intelligence interrogated 25,000. German prisoners, their accounts were consistent. American supply abundance seemed wasteful meals, discarded vehicles abandoned for minor issues, supply dumps larger than the Wehrmacht. As medical supplies included scarce sulfur drugs, prisoners ate better than soldiers. These matched experiences in Sicily. Italy captured documents provided undeniable evidence. Routine, American logistics paperwork revealed apocalyptic numbers. A monthly report for one American corps in Italy showed 32 million gallons of gasoline, 800,000 gallons of diesel, 15,000 tons of artillery ammunition. German corps received a fraction. Army Group Center, S fuel allocation was less than one American corps. Von Roen calculated if one corps consumed at this rate and America deployed dozens globally, their logistical capacity was unimaginable. He requested more data agent reports from Switzerland, Sweden, trade statistics, technical manuals equipment, serial numbers. American newspapers all confirmed the picture. American tank production jumped from 4021 in 1941 to 2668 in 1942, 37198 in 1943. Germany produced 5530 tanks in 1942, 11600 in 1943. America built over 3 tanks for every German one. Aircraft production was worse. Germany produced 596 planes in 1942, America. 47836 in 1943, Germany reached 2600. America hit 85898 4 times. German output, merchant shipping, was most devastating. U-boats sank 63 million tons of Allied shipping in 1942. Their greatest success yet, Allied capacity increased. Liberty ships were built in 42 days, some in 2 weeks using assembly line techniques, prefabricated sections, welding. Germany deemed this impossible, but prisoners' documents. Reconnaissance confirmed it in 1943. America launched 192 million tons of shipping. U-boats sank 26 million tons. America built ships 7 times faster than Germany could sink them. The SS Robert E. Peary built in 4 days, the SS Joseph N. Thiel in 10 days showed capacity even as publicity stunts. German naval experts admitted American shipyards revolutionized construction outpacing, U-boat strategy. Gehlen analyzed American infrastructure finding 41% of global industrial capacity versus Germany. 12%, including occupied territories. A Chrysler Tank Arsenal manual revealed assembly line production of M4 Sherman tanks. 1 factory matched Germany. Entire output artillery production hit 43,000 pieces in 1943 versus Germany. 11,000. Truck production was 62,000 versus Germany, s. 1,000. American divisions were fully motorized, German infantry relied on horses. Petroleum production, 14 billion barrels in 1943, dwarfed Germany. s. 40 to 50 million steel production was 81 million tons to Germany, s. 30 million, a 5-to-1 Allied advantage. The Analysts' work was grueling, emotionally draining. Galen, s. nights were haunted by visions of endless American factories churning out tanks, planes, ships. Von Roene, s. Prussian discipline battled despair as numbers spelled doom. They consulted colleagues seeking flaws in their logic. None were found. The data was unassailable. Presenting it risked accusations of defeatism. Yet their duty compelled them to speak truth to power. Despite personal cost, they knew. Their findings challenged the Nazi worldview of racial superiority and inevitable victory, making acceptance by leadership unlikely. In December 1943, they presented a report comparing production across tanks, artillery, aircraft, trucks, ships, fuel, steel. It projected Allied superiority reaching 3-1 by mid-1944, 5-1 by 1945. Tactical victories could not overcome attrition. Allied losses replaced in weeks, German losses took months. The report concluded victory was impossible. A professional assessment, not defeatism. Von Roene faced rejection. Hitler called it propaganda. Insisting willpower secret weapons like the Me-262 jet would prevail. Commanders cited tactical victories. Superior weapons ignoring quantity AS dominance. Nazi ideology blinded them to industrial reality. Courage tactics were irrelevant against fivefold odds. The Analysts' warnings were filed, ignored. Their professional integrity dismissed as weakness. Some officers understood. General Heinz Guderian concluded victory was impossible. Studying American logistics, Field Marshal Rommel agreed after fighting in North Africa, Italy. Albert Speer increased production, but knew it was insufficient after Allied bombing of synthetic oil plants in 1944. He called May 12, 1944, the day the technological war was lost. Von Roene's execution in October 1944 for minor ties to the July 20th plot silenced a key analyst who had risked all to present truth. Galen survived, preserving files aiding American forces in the Cold War, his expertise valued by former enemies. Normandy's invasion, June 1944, confirmed warnings. 5,000 ships carried 6,000 troops, followed by millions. Mulberry harbors matched major ports, supply depots, dwarfed German reserves. Air forces flew thousands of sorties, replacing losses instantly. The Luftwaffe dwindled under attrition. The Ardennes offensive. December 1944 relied on capturing fuel depots. Initial success collapsed under American logistics. Losses of 89,000 were replaced in weeks. German losses of 8,000 were irreplaceable. The offensive burned Germany. A.S. last reserves for no strategic gain. Intelligence revealed industrial capacity determines victory in total war. Courage, tactics, matter, but cannot overcome material disadvantage. Analysts documented this in 1943 through documents, statistics, interrogations. Leadership ignored the evidence. Fighting 18 months after defeat was certain, costing millions of lives, devastating Europe's cities reduced to rubble, populations decimated. The Holocaust, as horrors continued unabated, all while reports sat ignored. America, as 5-1 production advantages made victory impossible. Germany, as refusal prolonged the inevitable, prolonging suffering. Arithmetic always wins.